everyone, it's Destiny, and today we'll be going over Evanescia's full kit, Eidolons, teams, builds, and overall value. Before we get into today's video, I'd love to know if you're pulling Evanescia, and lastly, if you'd like to see some more Sorrel content from me, consider subscribing to the channel, leave a like to support today's video, and now let's get straight into it. Evanescia is a Physical Elation character who gains more elation based on her crit damage and can unleash frequent ultimates onto enemies, as she has a unique mechanic that allows her to gain an equal amount of energy when she gains Certified Banger. This works the other way around as well, and the energy scales with energy regen. This allows her to get frequent energy and reach a high amount of Certified Banger stacks that will not only increase her damage output, but allow her to unleash her ultimate frequently onto enemies. An example of this can be when Huohuo uses her ultimate. Evanescia will gain 96 energy and 96 Certified Banger. And on top of this, Evanescia has additional ways to gain more Certified Banger in her kit through her allies. She'll be able to convert 50% of the Certified Banger allies gain if their participation ID is lower than her, which you can view this in battle or out of combat. Yao Guang and Elation Trailblazer, for example, have a lower participation ID than Evanescia, which means that she'll be able to convert 50% of the Certified Bangers they gain for herself. For example, when Elation Trailblazer uses their skill, normally they would gain 20 Certified Banger. Now instead, they'll get 10 and Evanescia will also get 10. When Yao Guang uses her ultimate, this will trigger Aha Instant with 20 Punchline, which would be 20 Certified Banger, plus the additional Certified Banger from Evanescia's own Elation skill, and taking 50% of the Certified Banger gain from allies as well. Another way Evanescia is able to gain more Certified Banger from allies is her being able to convert 50% of the Certified Banger allies lose into her own, regardless of their participation ID, allowing her to get even more Certified Banger stacks and energy as a result. For example, when an ally loses, let's say 40 Certified Banger, Evanescia will gain 20 Certified Banger. Of course, Evanescia will also gain Certified Banger from her own attacks, for example her skill and her Elation skill. Overall, she will have numerous ways to gain Certified Banger in combat, resulting in more energy as well. And when it comes to her ultimate, it will cost 240 energy, but she does have a double ultimate, so upward to 480 energy. And her ultimate will attack all enemies and unleash 5 additional hits onto a random enemy. And depending on how many enemies are on the field, this will increase her additional hits from her ultimate even more. The less enemies on the field, the more bounces. This allows Evanescia to deal strong single target damage onto an enemy alongside the AoE damage she deals with her Elation skill and Master Fox, which Master Fox is a follow-up attack that triggers when Evanescia's energy is accumulated to 240. And an easy way to keep track of when Master Fox will trigger is with this icon's percentage right here. Master Fox will deal damage onto all enemies, inflict a 12% vulnerability debuff, and regenerate 10 energy for Evanescia. The vulnerability debuff will not only benefit Evanescia's damage output, but the rest of the team as well. And it's also worth noting that when Evanescia has Certified Banger, this will allow her to deal physical elation damage with her skill, ultimate, and with Master Fox's attack. Additionally, whenever she uses her ultimate, the amount of Certified Banger taken into account is at least equal to her maximum energy. So this would be a minimum of 480 Certified Banger, and this is great for her ultimate's damage output. Now, as for the rest of her kit, her skill will deal damage onto an enemy and adjacent enemies and gain Punchline. Her Elation skill will deal damage onto all enemies and additionally gain 5 points of Certified Banger, and as for her technique, she'll attack all enemies and gain 20 points of Certified Banger. One more thing to note though is that through one of her traces, she will increase her crit rate by 30%, and through her many traces, she will also gain 18.7% crit rate, resulting in 48.7% crit rate just through traces alone. And this can help with using a crit damage body on her while still maintaining a high crit ratio. When it comes to Evanescia's playstyle, you want to generate Certified Banger from Aha Instant and allies on the team, and this will help with giving her more energy in order to use her ultimate often in combat. When it comes to timing her ultimate, this depends on the particular fight, as some enemies have multiple mobs, resulting in, let's say, 5 enemies on the field, and this would end up lowering the amount of bounce attacks from her ultimate. So in cases where you aren't wasting potential energy gain by holding onto your ultimate, you could rely on your Elation skill, Master Fox, and regular skill to assist with getting rid of the little enemies on the field so that you're able to unleash all of her ultimate's bounces onto the main boss on the field. Evanescia also doesn't need to take many turns herself, as taking too many turns results in you losing certified banger stacks. And with allies who can generate frequent certified banger, Evanescia can still unleash her ultimate frequently. Overall, she'll be a powerful Elation DPS who can reach high amounts of certified banger and has various ways of dealing damage onto enemies through her Elation skill, normal skill, ultimate, and Master Fox. And now that we've gone over her base kit, let's go over her Eidolon. Her E1 will give her 20% ult-type res pen, further increasing her damage output, and now when Master Fox uses its follow-up attack, it will trigger her Elation skill. This results in more certified banger and energy throughout a fight. Additionally, Evanescia's Elation skill will now generate an additional 10 certified banger, resulting in 15 certified banger total. This is a very powerful Eidolon and a big upgrade for Evanescia. And if you intend to invest into her beyond E0 S0, I would highly recommend this Eidolon for her. Now as for E2, she will gain 36 crit damage, and the certified banger conversion she gets from allies losing or gaining certified banger is now enhanced. So now if allies lose certified banger, normally it would be Evanescia gaining 50% of that certified banger loss, but now it's 100%. So if an ally lost 20 certified banger, Evanescia would gain all 20. As for when allies gain certified banger, if Elation Trailblazer use their skill, normally Evanescia would get 50% of this, so Elation Trailblazer would get 10, and Evanescia would get 10. But now Evanescia will get 15, and Elation Trailblazer will still get 10. Overall, this is another powerful Eidolon for Evanescia. As for E4, her damage dealt will now ignore 15% of enemies' defenses, resulting in more damage from her. And lastly, E6 will increase her certified banger duration by 1 turn, in comparison to it normally lasting only 2 turns. And Evanescia's Elation damage dealt will Merrymake, and Merrymake is an extra multiplier for Elation damage, and this results in an increase to all of her Elation damage. Evanescia will also trigger more ultimates at E6, as after using her ultimate for the first time after entering combat, she will get 120 energy back, and this can trigger 1 time for every 4 ultimates used. Here are also full calculations of Evanescia's Eidolons, and her signature light cone is also included in these calculations, which between her first Eidolon or signature light cone, I would personally recommend her first Eidolon more. Now when it comes to building Evanescia, I would recommend using 4-piece Magical Girl, and for her planar option, Punk Lord Stage 0 as her best option, but if you don't have any pieces, then you can consider using Izamo. For her main stats, I would recommend Crit Damage Body, as she does get a lot of crit rate through her traces. Plus, if you have allies on the team giving her crit rate, this reduces her out of combat crit rate goal, which we will go over shortly. For boots, you can run speed or attack, physical or attack sphere, and if you are going sustainless or don't have an attack or physical piece, you can actually consider HP or defense. And for her rope, you can go with an energy rope. If you don't have an energy rope, in the time being you can use an attack rope, but energy is preferred. For her subsets, you would focus on crit damage and crit rate, and she'll be able to get 30% crit rate from her chase, 18.7% crit rate from her mini chases, and depending on your teammates, this will help a good amount with getting as close as possible to 100% crit rate in battle. As for general stat goals though, I would recommend aiming for 70% crit rate outside of combat, as you'll get the remaining 30% from Evanescia's trace. But if you have teammates giving her crit rate, then you would account for that when building her. For example, if you have Yao Guang's signature light cone, this reduces the out of combat crit rate to 60% instead. As for crit damage, I would recommend you get as much as you can for her, and for her speed, you can go with base speed or 134 speed. Evanescia doesn't need many turns, as her allies are assisting with generating her certified banger and energy, and with her taking less turns, this allows the certified banger state to last longer on her, as well as other buff durations from teammates. And as mentioned, if you are looking to do sustainless, you can actually consider a defense or HP boot as well. Speed or attack boots comes down to personal preference, as both have their benefits. Now as for her light cones, you can use her signature, Dazzled by a Flowery World, Today's Good Luck, Welcome to the Cosmic City, Mushy Shimi's Adventures, or Tomorrow's Today. Now when it comes to Evanescia's teammates, she benefits from teammates who can increase the amount of certified banger she has and gives her more energy. One of her strongest teams on release will consist of Evanescia, Yao Guang, Elation Trailblazer, and Huohuo. Yao Guang will be able to trigger Aha Instant for the team with her ultimate, and this can give Evanescia more Certified Banger as well as energy from the Certified Banger gain. Yao Guang can also provide the team with Elation Boost, Ult-type Respan, inflict vulnerability onto enemies with her Elation skill, and so on. All of these benefits will further increase the team's damage output. As for Elation Trailblazer, they can provide Evanescia with more crit damage from their ultimate and allow her to unleash her Elation skill, resulting in more Certified Banger and energy. Elation Trailblazer can also inflict a vulnerability debuff onto enemies with their Elation skill at E4, and so on. As for Huohuo, as mentioned earlier, she can provide Evanescia with 96 energy and 96 Certified Banger by using her ultimate, as she gives all allies on the team 20% of their energy back with her ultimate. This not only benefits Evanescia, but this will also benefit Yao Guang and Elation Trailblazer as well. In the slot of Elation Trailblazer, if you would like, you can also use Sparksy if you have her. Sparksy will be able to provide the team with crit damage, generate punchlines for the team, which can help with Certified Banger, and can deal considerable damage herself. Now, if you don't have Yao Guang or Elation Trailblazer built, there are some alternative supports you can consider using, such as Sparkle, Tribi, Remember Trailblazer, Cyrene, and more. Sparkle provides Evanescia with crit damage, 50% action advance, ult-type Respan. Sparkle also has Figment stacks, which increases the damage enemies take, and she can provide the team with more skill points, and so on. In combat, from my tests so far using Sparkle, you can occasionally advance forward other allies to get their ultimates sooner, and this can also assist with maintaining Certified Banger longer on Evanescia. As for Tribi, she can provide ult-type Respan, vulnerability debuffs onto enemies with her ultimate zone, and if you have E1, then true damage as well. Welt will be able to reduce enemies' defenses, and if you have his E4, he will also be able to reduce enemies' ult-type resistance as well, further increasing the damage potential of the team. And Welt can also be a consideration if you are looking to potentially do Sustainless, as he will be able to delay enemies, which results in enemies not being able to attack your team as frequently. Tingyun can provide Evanescia with more energy from her ultimate, and as for Remember Trailblazer, they can provide Evanescia with true damage from mem support, and since Evanescia has a high energy cost, she can take full advantage of the true damage buff. And since she can gain energy from Certified Banger, she can also charge mem quick as well. Remember Trailblazer also gives Evanescia crit damage, 10% crit rate, and 100% action advance. When it comes to Cyrene, she could be a fun option in shorter fights, as her first ultimate will be able to provide Evanescia with both of her ultimates as well as the rest of the team. As for Sunday, he provides Evanescia with crit damage, 20% crit rate, and energy. 96 energy and 96 Certified Banger, similar to Huohuo, as his ultimate will grant back an ally 20% of their max energy. But something to note in regard to Sunday is that if you have a 135 speed Evanescia and 134 speed Sunday and do a -1 setup, you can end up losing some of your Certified Banger stacks quick, as Certified Banger only lasts for 2 turns. So an option you can actually consider doing is a base speed Evanescia with attack boots or defensive boots, or a 161 speed or higher Sunday instead, and this can help with retaining Certified Banger stacks longer. Now, if you do have Sparkle available though, I would personally recommend her more from the amp that she provides, and the tests I've done so far with using Sparkle or Sunday. Additionally, Sparkle is technically available for free at the current moment from the limited 5-star selector, so there is that as well. I would say though, even with these team alternatives, I highly recommend pulling Yao Guang once she gets her rerun if you don't currently have her on your account and if you plan to pull Evanescia. When it comes to Evanescia's value, she's a great option for those looking for a new DPS, and she's been able to perform excellent in H endgame mode from my testing so far. So she can be a strong DPS to consider picking up, especially if you like her playstyle. I'd love to know though if you're going to be pulling, and lastly, if you did enjoy today's video and you'd like to see some more content from me, consider subscribing to the channel, leave a like to support today's video, and I hope to see you all next time. Peace.